So I'm 23. I'm from the UK. I run a faceless YouTube channel called Wi-Fi Uni with 25,000 subscribers, and it makes me around $2,000 a month. And today, I want to make an argument that I genuinely believe, which is that pretty much anyone could build something like this in 2025. And I want to explain why I think that, what the barriers actually are versus what people think they are. And then I want to get into why the specific niche I chose is probably the best one you could pick if you're serious about making this work. Because I think the niche decision is where most people either win or lose before they've even started. Please excuse this AI slop voice. I promise the value in this video is worth it. So let me start with the broad argument first, which is that the barriers to building a faceless YouTube channel in 2025 are genuinely lower than they've ever been. And I think people massively overestimate what it takes to get started. And that overestimation is one of the main reasons people don't start at all. The things people think they need that they don't actually need are a camera, a good-looking setup, an existing audience, video editing skills, and a unique idea that nobody's ever done before. And none of those things are actually required. And I know that because I started without any of them. Like, I had a laptop, a cheap microphone, and an idea. And that was genuinely it. What faceless YouTube actually requires is a niche, a consistent format, an AI voiceover tool, which costs a few dollars a month, basic editing, which you can learn in a week, and the willingness to post consistently for long enough that the compounding kicks in. And when you lay it out like that, it becomes pretty clear that the barrier isn't technical or financial. It's psychological. It's about whether you can keep going through the early phase when nothing seems to be working. And that's a barrier that anyone can overcome if they understand what that phase actually is and why it exists. The AI voiceover thing specifically, I want to dwell on for a second, because I think it's the piece that's changed the most in the last couple of years and made faceless YouTube more accessible than it's ever been. 2 years ago when I started, the technology was already good enough to make a channel work. Like, the voices sounded natural enough that viewers in an educational niche weren't put off by it. And it's gotten significantly better since then. And what this means is that the production quality of a faceless channel today can genuinely compete with channels that have proper recording setups and editing teams, just from a laptop, with a tool that costs almost nothing. And that's a genuinely new thing. Like, that wasn't true 5 years ago, and it's true now. And I think it opens the door for a lot of people who would have been put off by the production side of YouTube before. And the editing piece is similarly accessible now, because the tools have got so much better, and there's so much free learning available that you can go from knowing nothing about video editing to being able to produce a decent faceless YouTube video in a pretty short amount of time. And the format I use, screen recordings, text on screen, clean cuts, doesn't require anything advanced. It's genuinely learnable in a week. So the broad argument is that the technical and financial barriers are basically gone, and what's left is just the willingness to start and the consistency to keep going. And those are things anyone can bring to the table. Now, let me get into the niche piece, because this is where I think the argument gets more interesting, and where I think most people who could build a faceless channel make a mistake that costs them months of unnecessary slow growth. The niche you pick determines almost everything about how the channel monetizes, and I don't think people think about this carefully enough before they start, because they're focused on what they're interested in, or what they think will get views. And while those things matter, they're secondary to the question of whether the niche has money flowing through it. And the way I think about whether a niche has money flowing through it is pretty simple, which is whether there are companies in that niche with budgets to spend on reaching the audience. Because if there are, then sponsorships become available, and sponsorships are where the real money is at a small channel size. Not AdSense, not affiliate links, although those matter too. But sponsors are the thing that can take a channel with 10,000 or 20,000 subscribers and make it genuinely profitable. And when I look at the landscape of niches available for a faceless educational channel, AI and making money online is the one that stands out the most. And I want to explain why with some actual reasoning rather than just asserting it. The first reason is the sponsor ecosystem, and it is genuinely enormous right now. Like, the AI tool space is full of well-funded companies who need to acquire customers. And those companies have figured out that creator sponsorships are one of the most efficient ways to reach the kind of person who's going to actually use their product. And a faceless educational channel in the AI niche is sitting right in the middle of that, because every person watching is a potential customer for these tools. The audience intent is high, and the match between my viewers and the products these companies are selling is incredibly clean. I get paid between $100 and $200 per sponsored video at 25,000 subscribers, and I started getting sponsor emails at around 1,000 subscribers, which tells you that the demand from companies in this space to reach this audience is real, even at a very small scale. And that's not true in every niche. There are plenty of niches where you could build a 100,000 subscriber channel and struggle to find sponsors because the companies in that space just don't have the budgets or the infrastructure to work with creators. The second reason is the CPM advantage, and this is the AdSense side of things. And the AI and make money online niche has one of the highest CPMs on YouTube because the advertisers competing to show ads against this content are in high-value industries: finance, software, business tools, and they pay more per 1,000 views than advertisers in entertainment or lifestyle niches. And what this means is that even the passive AdSense income is better in this niche than in most others. And while AdSense isn't the main thing for me, it's still $100 a month that wouldn't be as high in a different niche. The third reason is affiliate income. And the AI tool space is full of products with affiliate programs. Like pretty much every tool I mention in my videos has some kind of affiliate scheme where I can earn a cut if someone signs up through my link. And because the audience has genuine intent, they're not just watching for entertainment, they're actively looking for tools to use. The conversion rate on those links is meaningful, and I make around $200 a month passively from affiliate links just sitting in video descriptions, and that number has grown steadily as the back catalog of videos has grown. And the fourth reason, and I think this is the most forward-looking one, is that the AI niche is not going anywhere, and in fact, it's still in the early stages of what it's going to become. And what this means is that the demand for clear, honest, educational content about AI tools and how to use them to make money online is only going to increase as more people become aware of what's possible and want to understand how to do it themselves. I keep seeing people say the niche is saturated, and I just don't think that's true. Like, yes, there are more channels in this space than there were 2 years ago, but the audience has grown faster than the content supply. And there are still huge gaps in terms of channels that are genuinely honest and useful, rather than just churning out clickbait and recycled information. And a faceless channel that shows up consistently and actually delivers value is still going to find an audience and sponsors, regardless of how many other channels are in the space. So to bring it all together, the broad argument is that anyone can build a faceless YouTube channel in 2025 because the technical and financial barriers are basically gone. And the specific argument is that AI and making money online is the best niche to do it in because the sponsor ecosystem is enormous, the CPM is high, the affiliate opportunities are everywhere, and the niche has years of growth ahead of it. And those two things together mean that someone starting a faceless educational channel in this niche today, posting consistently, not overthinking the production, playing the long game, has a genuinely realistic path to building something like Wi-Fi Uni over the next year or two. I built this from zero, with no connections and no starting capital. I was just a 23-year-old from the UK who spotted an opportunity and was consistent enough to follow through on it. And I don't think that's a particularly unique set of circumstances. I think most people watching this could do the same thing if they actually started and kept going. If you want more direct help with the specifics of how to build this kind of channel, I do have a school community linked in the description. There's one-to-one feedback available depending on which tier you join. No pressure at all. Cheers for watching.